Ladies and gentlemen, we are answering a question that faces the nation today. Every ice cream shop owner, every ice cream maker in the world has probably asked this question. We are answering it today, and we're doing it thanks to Stan Sitten at Green Mountain Flavors. Stan and his daughter, basically, they're food scientists, right? And they, oh geez. Sorry, Henry, had to hang up on you, mate. Stan is a food scientist, formulates extracts, flavors, concentrates, all natural, colors as well. Green Mountain Flavors, great company, very unique flavors. So if you do want some of that unique process, then talk to Stan about formulating a flavor for you. One of the best tiramisus I've ever made was instructions and a recipe from Stan. So Stan is the man. The link is down below, and thank you for your episode sponsorship. We're always telling people, leave a question in the comments. Today we have a question from the Royal Canadian Bear Force. Where are we going to throw it up? Where are we going to throw it up? Right in my face. Shing! The question is, do you need to clean after each flavor? Well, our good friends to the north, that isn't really a yes or no question. There is some parameters to it, and maybe we've touched on it in some of our other videos. I know we've touched on it when we talk about, or in our Scoop School community, which we go live and make ice cream, but it depends, right? We've spoken a little bit in previous videos about the process of planning production. So generally speaking, if you are generally a week or two out in your production, you should be able to go to your display case, to your storage freezer, and then determine how many flavors you need to make that day. But you don't want to be driven by the fact that I've got to make these 3. And I use this example all the time. Let's say you've just looked in the cabinet, you've looked in the display freezer, and the 3 that you need to make are a double dark chocolate, a mixed berry sorbet, and a pistachio. You can't run anything after the pistachio because it's a nut oil, so you've got to clean after that to make sure you don't cross-contaminate flavors. You can't run anything after the mixed berry sorbet because it's got seeds and pulp in there that's going to get caught up in the dashes and so forth. And finally, you can't really run anything after a double dark chocolate because it's too dark. So that's the problem with basically being reactive in your ice cream making. If you are proactive in your ice cream making and you're about a week or 2 out, then you can basically have production days. And those production days, let's say today is your berry day. So you might start with the, my phone's dinging away here. So if today's your berry day, you may want to start running a couple of vanillas, maybe a vanilla bean, maybe a cookies and cream, and then you're backing these flavors on each one. So as you're working with your batch freezer, this is the Carpigiani batch freezer, I'm putting, let's close the door. So I'm putting my vanilla base in for my vanilla, then I'm putting the vanilla base on the back for maybe a vanilla bean, then I'm straight after the other one, I'm putting another one in here for cookies and cream. Add in the cookies as they come out, then I'm putting my strawberry in because strawberry isn't going to contaminate the vanilla that was already in, or I should say, the vanilla that's already in the barrel isn't going to contaminate the strawberry. And then I can do maybe a raspberry, which again is in the same line in color and in flavor, but a little bit more intense than the strawberry. And I might do a mixed berry on top of the raspberry. So I'm going down the line of intensity in color and in flavor. And you can do that with a whole bunch. You can do that with your caramel. So again, a couple of vanillas to start off. You might start off with a caramel, a salted caramel, then a butterscotch, and then your butter pecan, and maybe even follow that up with a chocolate. So you can see we're kind of going down this path of light to dark and more flavor intensity. Now, the question becomes then, and again, you do need to talk to your health department about this. I know some ice cream makers will basically make a batch in here, and rather than take the whole thing apart, they'll just get their spigot out. They'll get their spigot out and they'll just rinse it out, and they'll rinse until the water's clear, and they feel that that's enough to wash it, and then they'll put another flavor in. Personally, I don't think that works well, because what happens is you're going to get butterfat buildup of the products you're putting in here first. So let's say, for example, going back to our original example, that you're putting your pistachio ice cream in here first, and let's say it has a pistachio nut oil, natural pistachio nut oil in it. You may rinse this out as much as you can, but there will be butterfat residue generally on the back of the front door and on the dasher. So even though that water's coming out clear, and in your mind you're probably thinking, oh, it's all out. It's actually not all out. Anytime, in my opinion, you add water to this barrel, you should be opening it up, taking the dasher out, wash, rinse, sanitize, put it back together again, sanitize, and then run a next batch. The only difference would be with water ice. Water ice doesn't have any butterfat, it doesn't have any contaminants in it, it's really just sugar, water, and a little stabilizer flavor. So water ice doesn't build up on the blades, it doesn't build up on the back, so you can rinse that out, but as soon as you add water here, you do need to add another sanitizer rinse before you make your product. So again, it's a complicated answer and it's not a yes or no. As a general rule, if you're just running water ice and you're planning back to back, great. If you do need to change flavors in the middle of a water ice or an Italian ice run, okay to run water through as long as you're sanitizing before the next one. If you're running anything dairy, I would suggest not just adding water and then rinsing it and then putting another flavor in. Plan your production days out. If you need to clean, really clean. Don't just do a half clean. I think you're going to have much safer and a better quality ice cream after that. So thank you, Royal Canadian Bear Force, for your question. And if you have any questions, we'd love to hear them in the comments. So leave a comment down below, hit subscribe, click like, and while you're there, visit the crew down there in Green Mountain Flavors. The link's down below too. And that's all we have. Thanks for joining us. Keep on scuba. See you in the next video.